the last 6 months or so, I've been training groups of entrepreneurs, businessmen, regarding how to take professional photos for the real estate markets in their areas throughout the country. And one of the first questions that we get asked is literally, what is the minimum standard of equipment we can use to get professional looking photos? So here's my long answer to it. I'll give you the quick answer in a second. First thing is, you have to be sure that you cannot do it with a point and shoot. You cannot do it with a bridge camera. You cannot do it with a phone with a little wide angle adapter. That's not going to cut it if you want to do professional photos. You need a camera with a dedicated ultra wide angle lens and with a flash that's not the little pop-up flash, but an external flash that you can at least rotate where it goes around the place. And you need to learn how to take a photo with the flash and how to control your settings. Otherwise it's not going to work. So it does require a bit of learning. It's not a case of just buy it and poof, by magic you're able to get professional shots. You need to do a little bit of training in there. So here is my now into the quick answer of what is the minimum equipment to buy. We did a bit of research on this and we found some dangers in this. And so there's the Nikon and the Canon range. That's what we're saying. If you go out with those two ranges, you're going into more expensive lenses. So this is a complete price package. Generally what we would say is a camera with a fully articulating screen on the back is super helpful. It is 100% something that I would recommend. It's not 100% necessary, but I cannot recommend a camera that doesn't have that screen, because the amount of times you're needing to squeeze yourself right into the corner, holding it down nice and low. You're not using it on a tripod with a timer and all that kind of stuff. You've literally got 5 minutes to get in a house, and having that articulated screen is 100% very important. With Nikon, you've got some good options. However, it wasn't financially the best the best camera to go for. The best one is actually the Canon, and again, there's cheaper Canons. The one that we advise now is the Canon 700D. It's a little bit old, it's been around, so you can get prices a lot lower than this, I think, if you look around. But with this camera is that it has the right hot shoe on the camera. So the level down from this, certainly in the UK, is the Canon 4000D and the 2000D. Very cheap. Great cameras if you're taking pictures of trees and kids in a park and stuff like that. But for property photography, you need to have a flash on top. And the sneaky thing with the I'll just pause this video where I'm doing my training. The sneaky thing with the 4000, the 2000 is that the connections from the camera to the flash don't work with third-party flashes. So you have to get the Canon specific brand, which, if you, let's just have a quick check. And it needs to be a flash that can fully rotate. So this one, which is almost £200, is a no-go. The Canon Speedlight 430EX, you're going for £240 for a flash, and that is ridiculously expensive in comparison to what you can get, which is what I do advise, is the Yongnuo flash. So it works as a slave flash. You don't change other settings in the camera, which is probably, if you're new to photography, it doesn't matter. You're just pressing the buttons in the back of the flash to increase the power or reduce the power. And this flash will work with any camera that has the correct hot shoe. And the only ones that don't are the Canon 4000 and the Canon 3000. So that, straight away, you're saving £200 there in difference. Also, I've had that flash for years and it is brilliant. I have absolutely no complaints about the Yongnuo flashes that I've had. For around about the £50–55 that I've spent on them, they have done me years. With my rechargeable batteries, charge it up, and I'm shooting normally with my internal property around about a 16th of a power, maybe a 32nd of a power for most of my shots, and it hasn't failed me yet. It's fantastic. So I'm going with my advice, the Canon 700D, because it's got the fully articulating screen, very important. The Yongnuo 560 Mark III flash for £50. And then for the lens, again, Canon has probably one of the cheapest ultra wide angle lenses for its APS-C size sensor. So that's the size of the sensor in this camera. It's 10 to 18 millimeter. It isn't the brightest. It's an f4.5 to 5.6. But that's fine. If you're at 4.5 and that's the brightest that lens can get, it means pretty much everything is in focus for you already. So you don't need to worry about being out of focus too much of a shot. But then that's only £200. The third-party lenses are all a little bit more expensive. You talk about 300, and you don't want any wide angle fisheye lenses. There's a Sigma, another £300 one there as well. So to start off with, if you're wanting to do property photography, the absolute bargain basement stuff that you can get, stuff which I can happily recommend upgrades to, would definitely be getting the Canon, where is it? Canon 10 to 20, no, not 10 to 22, that was more expensive. Where is it? 10 to 18 for £200. Add on a flash for £50. Then add on the camera for £450. So you talk about absolute minimum £700. Then I would say you've got to add in rechargeable batteries. Fine, add them in. Memory card, get that. Maybe get two in case one fills up too quickly. Also, a computer for editing afterwards. And I can't recommend any other software other than Adobe Lightroom. You have to get that. Adobe Lightroom Classic is the one that you want to get, which is about £10 a month as well. If you're also doing floor plans, you'll need a subscription to floor plan software. In the UK, one of the best ones that I've been using for years has been MetroPix. And with that, you need a little laser measurer as well, which you can get for about £50 to help you do that. But yes, you're talking about minimum £800, £900, give or take the exchange rate or how camera prices fluctuate. But you could probably get yourself set up as a property photographer with under £1,000. But that is the most basic stuff I would recommend. In my next video, I'll tell you what my perfect recommendation stuff would be. Cheers. Bye-bye.